Welcome to the MasterMind Library. I am. They call me Ferdinand, leader of many disciplines and the bringer of balance, and also your host of the MasterMind Library. Thank y'all so much. We are at episode, technically it's supposed to be episode 43. Clearly I made a mistake. So I'm going to have to change that after the show has concluded. But we've reached episode 43. And we are focusing on Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. Powerful material. Today, we're going to be reading from chapter 5, The Commitment for All Women Who Enter the Gateways. Ladies, listen. Go buy this book. Okay? Telling y'all right now, I've read a whole lot of books. This one right here is one of the most powerful, and rightfully so, because this comes from our sister. This comes from a mother. This comes from a grandmother. This comes from someone who is a representative of the ancients, a descendant of the ancients, a true healer. Go buy this book. Read this book. Read it to your daughters. Read it to auntie. Read it to grandma. Read it with grandma. Read it with mama. Read it with your daughter. Read it with whichever ladies you can sit down and read it with. And brothers, go buy this book, brothers. Go buy this book and read this to your daughters. Help your daughter see a man who understands her and not just a man who wants her. Listen to what I just said, brothers. Go buy this book. Read it to your daughters. Read it with your daughters so that they can see that there's a man who cares about who they are and not just what they have to give. There's a whole lot of men that's going to run into your daughters throughout time, and they're going to be focused on what your daughter can give them. But if they learn from their father or from their father figure or from their brother or their uncle or their grandfather, someone who is really close to them, that they care about their feelings, they care about their internal processes, they care about their womb. Well, what we see is love. And it is the strongest vibration on this planet. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Chapter 5, The Commitment for All Women Who Enter the Gateways. From the ancient African voice of Nebhet. I, Nebhet, as a sacred guardian and midwife, shall be with you as a guide through all the gateways of sacredness. I, Nebhet, am the divine principle, Netaru, of the lady of the house of the body temple, and the home in which the body temple resides. I, Nebhet, am also lady of heaven, and like Ma'at, I bring forth truth, balance, justice. I am synonymous with order within and without. It was I, Nebhet, who worked with my sister Ast, Isis, who reunited the scattered pieces of the first martyred savior, Asar, Osiris. I revived Asar with the spirit of breath. I helped Ast to reconstitute Asar's organ of regeneration, which caused Heru, Horus, the warrior's son, to be immaculately conceived and born. I, Nebhet, teach African women and men the divine art of cooperation, not competition, which is indispensable for the rebirth of our Mahatian civilization. In my right hand, I hold the Ankh, the symbol for life. I raise my left hand with its palm facing you to represent the healing presence that I, through the Most High, will radiate across the land. My raised left hand will also block negativity and prevent it from poisoning the righteous ones. On my head, I wear the crown of Nebhet, the divine house in which I live in consciousness. In my room of meditation is the Ma'at feather I carry so that peace, harmony, and balance will always follow me. At the top of my divine temple is a bowl of water. This represents complete healing of the body temple through purification of the body, mind, and soul, all of which I grant to you, beautiful representative of the Creator. My natural Nubian locks crown my head to keep my spirit in tune with Neter, the Most High, Creator, Creatress, who dwells within each and every one of us, providing guidance, protection, and illumination. My healing spirit shall always be with you, just as the spirits of the elders, ancestors, and other spiritual guardians are always with you to guide you through the 11 gateways of sacredness. Their presence wards off any fear or apprehension that might block you from your ascension. We are the gatekeepers who represent the Most High within you. We will guide you to your divinity. Your spiritual guardians speak. Blessed be the journey you have taken through Gateway Zero, the sacred womb circle. It is the foundational training that has prepared you to enter the high spiritual initiation of the gateways of the sacred woman. With the spiritual guidance of Meshkenet, Ast, Nebhet, and Aunt Iris, you have arrived at the entrance to the gateways. As you proceed, you will receive sacred scrolls along the way that will empower you to do great works, to awaken the divine healer in you, to anoint you into sacredness, and to liberate your sacred woman spirit. The Netaru, guardians of the gateways. The terms gods and goddesses, when applied to the deific forces and principles of African Kemetic cosmology, are grossly misleading. Western thought has imposed a patriarchal theory of a far off, jealous God on the world. Therefore, to Westerners, all African thoughts on things divine are reduced to pagan and heathen polytheism. Kemetic people call the one, all, divine by the Nubian hierophonic name Neter, pronounced Netur. They call the collective differentiated attributes or aspects of Neter or Neteru as Kemites in resurrection today. We do the same because Neter was from the beginning seen by our ancestors as the great cosmic mother, father, divinity, never solely a father god. In fact, the word God comes from the Teutonic Gat, which invokes a patriarchal entity. We speak English, but our name for the divine must be in harmony with our most successful Hapi, Nile Valley, Kemetic ancestors. The Neteru, pronounced Neteru, are indwelling, differentiated zones of consciousness within the cosmic realm of Nun, the primordial mother mind, which we have the privilege, and in these times, the need to call forth at will. For example, you can rebirth yourself into a new condition or circumstance as you desire with a meditation and hezi chant of the name Meshkenet. Meshkenet is the rebirth Neteru. The Netaru are expressed in female male complementariness. Our Kemite ancestors drew from the realm of nature those animals, birds, reptiles, insects, and even plants whose habits or behavior best described or represented the specific aspects or attributes of divinity. This was not animal worship. The signs, symbols, or types of implements that appear with each Netaru are tools that aid in the invocation of their forces or powers during meditation. The names in parentheses after the Kemetic names of the Netaru are the foreign, Greek derived names that most people are more familiar with. Gateway Zero, Sacred Womb, Spiritual Guardian Nut. Nut is the cosmic womb, the sky mother of heaven, who births all the fiery orbs, stars, planets, and constellations. Nut swallows the sun each evening and rebirths it each morning. Nut is your brain, where ideas are processed, giving birth to action. Jeb, the earth Netaru, is consort to Nut. Western thought reversed the process so that God, the Father, dwells in the sky and the mother was brought to earth and reduced to a ghost. Albay, holy. Gateway 1, sacred word, spiritual guardian, Tehuti. Tehuti is the guardian attribute of the word and the patron of scribes. The inscribed glyphs on temple, tomb, obelisk, or shesh, papyrus are the collective product of the Netaru, Tehuti. Two animals, the ibis and the cynocephalus, the cynocephalus, the dog-eared ape, are used to indicate this deity. Tehuti is present at the judgment scene and records the condition of the heart being weighed against Ma'at's feather of truth. Tehuti's association with Mercury indicates that he has a messenger status. Tehuti is also associated with the moon. Tehuti is indwelling wisdom, word that Haru, the spiritual warrior, consults in the war against Set, challenge. A priest or priestess wearing the mask of an ibis is present at the celebration of Wep Renput, which marks the new year in the Hopi Nile Valley. In addition, the ritual of stretching the cord is used to orient the foundation of temples, which is presided over by Tehuti and Sashita, the Netaru of letters. Gateway 2, sacred food, spiritual guardian, Ta'ert. Ta'ert means earth, Ta, and great, Ert. She is the Netaru, great earth mother principle, called Thuris, by the Greeks. Ta'ert is the provider of plenty, source of food and abundance. Her sign is the hippopotamus, known for its fierce protectorship and nurturing of its young calf. Ta'ert is associated with the Great Bear constellation in the northern heavens. The crocodile and the hippopotamus are her emblems. Gateway 3, sacred movement. Spiritual guardian, Bes. Bes is a Twa, Anu, miscalled pygmy, and is often depicted as a bearded, homely, comical dwarf. He is reversed as the Netaru of household pleasures such as music, dance, good food, and relaxation. Bes is associated with the protection of women and children during childbirth. As a protector and entertainer of children, Bes is represented in figures placed around a child's room to ward off evil spirits and misfortune. Gateway 4, sacred beauty, spiritual guardian, Heru. Heru means house of the face, the Netaru of beauty, joy, nurturing, and protection. She presides over the unification of the two lands. Heru is the sensual aspect of all women. She is cosmically in place in the western sky, which embraces the souls of the departed on their star journey through eternity. Heru activates the Menu, Min, procreative principle through the art of sensuous dance. Great Gateway 5, sacred space, spiritual guardian, Nebhet. Nebhet means lady of the house or lady of the hut. In the legend of Asar, Nebhet, Nephthys, is the sister of Ast, Isis, and is midwife to Heru, Horus, the child hero. Known as the Lady of Shadows, she is associated with the black star, Sirius B. Her orbit around her sister star, Ast, Spit, helps to maintain Aspit in her orbit. Both are harbingers of the rising of the Nile. Nebhet teaches the sisterly art of cooperation as she assisted Ast in the reconstruction and reconstitution of the body of Asar. Osiris, the world's first crucified savior on record. Gateway 6, sacred healing, spiritual guardian, Sekhmet. Sekhmet's name means vital force. This Netaru manifests as the scorching summer heat. She is the daughter of Ra and consort of Ptah. She is mother of Nefer Atum, the Kemetic Adam. the perfected being who was born on the petals of a lotus. Sekhmet is the patron of all healers. Her activity manifests as the heat in fevers, which purges impurities. The Kemetic Sunutu physicians all invoked her healing powers. Gateway 7, sacred relationships, spiritual guardian, Ma'at. Ma'at represents divine balance, cosmic order, the law, the truth, the measure, the weight, propriety. With her symbol, the feather, Ma'at presides over the weighing of the heart on Judgment Day, which, comedically speaking, is every day. All are expected to live according to the divine Ma'atian principles in order to be in spiritual harmony. The 42 laws of Ma'at were the foundation of Kemetic morality. The Mosaic Decalogue, the Ten Commandments, can be found within this first body of African Kemetic moral law. Gateway 8, Sacred Union. Spiritual guardian, Ast. Thousands of years before the Shemite story of Eve or Mary, mother of Jesus, Ast was history's first Madonna with her suckling child, Haru. As such, she is the warrior's first teacher. Her name means throne, and she is portrayed with a throne on her head. Ast is associated cosmically with the star Sput, Sirius, whose helical rising ushers the inundation of the river Hapi, Nile. As such, she is seen as the nurturing mother who feeds her earth-born progeny through her impact upon the river. The legend of Ast and Asar shows her to be the prototype of the loving wife and mother. Along with her sister Nebhet, she reconstituted the body of her husband Asar after he was dismembered by his jealous brother Set. Gateway 9, Nefer Atum, Sacred Lotus Initiation. Spiritual guardians, Sesheta and Nefer Atum. Sesheta's name literally means secret. This Netaru of letters is, with Ma'at, consort to Tahuti. Initiates in temple service studied the books of Seshita to unlock the secrets of the divine life. Sesh is also the Kemetic word for papyrus, which makes her, along with Tahuti, the patron of scribes. Seshita is associated with mathematics. She counts the years on her palm frowned. Her emblem is a seven-leafed bosom, coupled with a pair of upside-down horns. She also carries the scepter of the lotus flower of rebirth. Nefer Atum is the child of Ptah, the foundation, and Sekhmet, the healer. Nefer Atum is the guardian of all essential sacred oils that are used for aromatherapy to heighten and sweeten one's body, mind, and spirit. Nefer Atum represents spiritual illumination, divinity, purity, radiant beauty, and grace. Nefer Atum is symbolized by the lotus, the essence of supreme oneness with the divine. Gateway 10, Sishat, sacred time. Sishat, the scribe, the lady of mathematics who presided over the house of life. Sishat's most prominent task was to assist the king in stretching the cord for the layout of all temples and other royal buildings. She is a magician carrying a wand with its seven-pointed star, a symbol that presents the course of all creative ideas and consciousness. Her powers of cause and effect were legendary before the founding of Egypt. She was the feminine aspect of Thoth and the essence of cosmic intuition, creating the geometry of the heavens alongside Thoth. She became a goddess of writing, astronomy, astrology, architecture, and mathematics. Her title of Mistress of the House of Books indicates that she also took care of Thoth's library of scrolls. She is the patron of libraries and all forms of writing, including census, accounting work, and record keeping. Gateway 11, Meshkenet, sacred work. Meshkenet was a goddess of childbirth and divinity, a divine midwife, and the protector of the birthing house. She was also a goddess of fate who could determine a person's destiny. She had the power to protect newborn babies and their mothers. Her name means birthing place, and she was generally depicted as a birthing brick with a human head, or as a woman wearing the headdress of a cow's uterus. She is the one who breaths Ka, spirit, into a child as it enters the world. Guardians and protectors of the gateways of initiation. At the entrance to each gateway, we will be there for you. Your spiritual guides, your ancestors, your elders, and your contemporaries. Spiritual guardian. The Netaru is an aspect of the mother, father, creator, creatress, Neter, an indwelling spirit that lives in all of us to help guide us through life. Each of us has the power to connect with our guide in prayer, in meditation, and while performing sacred songs and dances. Ancestor, this is a blood or extended family member who has died and made the transition into the spirit world. This person is now in a position to render service to those who call out his or her name for spiritual guidance in the material world. Elder, she is an older member of your blood or extended family member who carries the wisdom of the family. She may be someone you go to for advice, direction, and knowledge. The greater the respect you show toward your elders, the greater your blessings will be. Contemporary. In Sacred Woman, a contemporary is a woman from your peer group who inspires others by being a living example of a highly charged life in a particular arena. A contemporary in this context is one who has mastered a particular skill, attitude, profession, spiritual level, and the like. Rites of passage, the gateways. Our people have experienced many kinds of lifestyles born out of disharmony and shaped by our heritage of slavery. A healing is needed to return us all to our innate divine order. A healing is needed to usher in African power and harmony. We ask ourselves why the African people in America and the Caribbean and various parts of the world are in such a state of disunity. It started more than 2,000 years ago when foreigners made war on us and stole our homeland. It continued 400 years ago when millions of our people were stolen away and sold into slavery. The result of the incomprehensible trauma carried through our blood into the present day has been astronomical divorce rates between mates and war among sisters, mothers, daughters, brothers, fathers, and sons. Before we were stolen, separated from our home in Mother Africa and our people, our traditions, and our way of life, we were a whole and healthy people. We had traditions that provided us with balance and harmony. The Holocaust that we Africans endured left us as Negroes without our African land, culture, language, music, dance, customs, food, religion, dress, and above all, without our creator creatress. It left us without our rites of passage. From childhood to adulthood, it left us without a way to heal our scars. It left us without a healthy family life, for we were constantly being separated from parents, children, husbands, and wives to be sent to far away plantations as property, as slaves. Self love was almost wiped out for us by an inhumane, imbalanced aggressor. Yet, through it all, we were never separated from spirit. So we rise today as the undefeatable dark people we are. We ascend as surely as the sun rises and sets. Traditionally, in African tribal society, a systematic training was provided for entering womanhood or manhood. This training began at puberty and lasted from 2 to 4 years. There were our rites of passage. You did not go through life in a hit or miss fashion, unsure of your direction, role, and purpose within the community. You were groomed to be a responsible, intelligent, and productive person. You were given the skills required for the collective success of your people. Today, however, When a woman and man come together in matrimony, they often experience misunderstandings because they have not experienced their rites of passage training. In traditional Kemetic life, when conflict arises between a married people, the elders come together to support the couple and to help them work out or heal any and all disturbances they may have. In this way, the problem is resolved by both sides of the family, and this helps to prevent divorce, fathers not caring for their children or their youth, or mothers or wives by being able to live up to their marriage vows. Both the man and the woman may then be given further guidance and instruction on how to be a productive family, because the family is the foundation for a strong tribe, nation, and society. Without going through our rites of passage, our guidance on how to be upright women and men, there can be no healthy future. Without our rites of passage, we, both men and women, are lost. Life, productivity, direction, healing cannot go forward. So let us all strive to bring back our rites of passage. For young girls just coming into their womanness, and for mature women in need of deep reconnection with their sacredness. The Sacred Woman Initiation is my effort to recreate our ancient rites from my perspective as a contemporary healer. I pray that what I share with you will add riches to your pot. Please draw from these teachings what you need to move into your wholeness, move into a greater love and respect and appreciation for of your beautiful African self, so you unfold through the healing gateways of sacred womanhood. All right, go close the door, buddy. Creating the Sacred Woman's Freedom Shawl. As you prepare to enter Gateway 1, undertake the following ritual project. Our grandmothers and great grandmothers made quilts in a private mind, heart, and hand meditation, or in a circle of women, friend, and relatives, but it was always a woman's ritual. Making these quilts took pieces of cloth of different patterns and colors and unified them into one tapestry. Each piece was perfectly measured and sewn together in meditation or over interesting conversation that created a spirit of togetherness and joy and laughter. Such quilts became monuments to our history. Today, quilts of unity become garments of freedom for sacred women that can be worn as shawls or placed over your bed to protect you as you make your spiritual journey. Since ancient times, the working of cloth has been used not only for clothing and cover, but also to mark special occasions or to announce information. Cloth art, like clothing, provided a fine place for social messages. It has also been used as a mnemonic device to record events or other data. Two, it was used to invoke magic, to protect, to secure fertility and riches, to divine the future. The spinning, weaving, and wrapping of cloth by women is an ancient practice dating back to our Kemetic origins. As early as the 4th millennium BCE, the women typically sat on low stools or the floor to spin. The loom was pegged out to the ground, and two weavers squatted on either side, moving the shuttle back and forth. As we sacred women in the making work our own cloth, we are stitching ourselves into a tapestry of liberation and healing ourselves with each thread we spin and each piece of cloth we sew. As we embrace new pieces of consciousness in our entry to each gateway, we are gathering ourselves into a cloth of unity. Sewing your freedom shawl, quilt, honoring the tradition of working cloth together is a reflection of our growth into our sacredness as liberated, empowered women. Another name for such a cloth is sinab, the metuneter, Kemetic word for health. For this shawl represents everything that is healthy and whole within a woman. It can be a shawl, a quilt, a blanket, a robe, a drape, or a wall hanging, a piece of art. The cloth represents Gateway Zero, the sacred womb, and all the gateways of initiation. The gold thread we use to sew these pieces of cloth as we make our journeys through the gateways ties together the lessons of what each gateway offers to us. We will sew together the pieces of cloth that embody our wisdom, hope, visions, prayers, rest, and joy as we mend the fabric of ourselves and our lives from one gateway to the next. Into our Sanab, we incorporate all that we have learned from studying and mastering our lessons, building upon the knowledge of our sacred circle, receiving and sharing all that is needed to become a sacred woman. Our sacred quilt or shawl is composed of 10 pieces of cloth. It will be a design of beautiful, enlightening, life giving colors that represent our hard won wisdom. During our initiatory journey through Sacred Woman, we keep weaving or sewing together the various pieces representing the stages of our development as a whole woman. When we are done, we will have a quilt or shawl that will keep us warm from the cold and will spread over our life to protect and to comfort us in spirit when needed. It will soothe us when healing is taking place, shield us when it's too hot in life's kitchen, and wrap around us like a skirt to bring out our regal beauty. We drape it over our shoulders as a shawl when calling for strength to take care of our serious business at hand. We wear it as we walk the land or place it around our shoulders as we go to and fro in the world, or rest it at the edge of our bed when we need to contemplate what direction to take next. These 10 pieces of sacred cloth are all born out of and inspired by the wombs of the first mothers. Once each piece is joined to another through the gathering of our sacred selves, a rich and color-filled tapestry will emerge, a legacy of our true womanhood for all times. And we may pass this cloth on to our daughters as a powerful legacy for them, just as our first mothers passed on the legacy of the original sacred woman to all other women seeking wholeness. Prayer shawl. As you enter Gateway Zero, you may enter the Ast, Neb Het, sister to sister shawl. You don't have to wait until the end of your initiation to wear this shawl. You may pray with this shawl and wear it particularly during your morning and evening prayers and purification rituals. Wear your shawl during your studies into sacred womanhood. As you approach each gateway, anoint your shawl with the particular essential oil of that gate. You can also use the Ast, Neb Het shawl to support you through your gateways as you work on creating your woman made freedom shawl or quilt. Making your freedom shawl or quilt. Step 1, mind. Become familiar with the Sacred Woman text. Read each gateway. Be ready to apply what you are learning as a sacred woman to the preparation of your freedom shawl. Observe what signs and symbols appear in your life. Reflect on how these symbols represent what you and your shawl will become. Step 2, spirit. As you sew, meditate on this ritual as a means of gathering all the pieces of your woman self together into one beautiful unified tapestry. Visualize thoughts of wellness into your life and stitch them and your highest vision of yourself into your design. Step 3, body. Collect swatches of cloth using the 10 colors symbolic of each gateway listed in the Spiritual Observances Roadmap through the Gateways chart. See pages 130 through 135. In each of gateways 0 through 11, you will complete sewing a swatch every 7th day. Remember to put gateway 0 in, in the center and to let the 11 gateways surround your sacred womb. The last thread will be sewn as you, the sacred woman in the making, are about to leave that particular gateway. This process continues at the beginning and ending of each subsequent gateway. This is the ritual of beginnings and endings, linking one piece of cloth, one piece of self, to the whole by hand and by spirit. After you finish sewing the pieces of your shawl together, sew a white, blue, or silver strip of cloth completely around the edges of your quilt or shawl as a border. You may then choose to applique a patch of silver or blue cloth on one or all of the gateways to represent the overarching divine spirit of Nut, our heavenly celestial mother. As a sacred artist, feel free to paint stars on your shawl as well. From the silver or blue cloth, cut out the shape of the throne, the seat of Isis. Then applique this symbol of Ast onto the very center of your shawl or quilt. Now cut out the shape of a lotus from white cloth and sew it above the seat of Ast. As you stitch, think of this ritual as a means of gathering together all the pieces of your woman self into one beautiful unified design, showing a rich life embodied in cloth. Since there is no limitation to your creativity, you may now want to sew or glue a sacred stone that corresponds to each gateway. See your altar work chart onto your shawl. If you choose, you may paint images of yourself and the guardians, ancestors, and elders of your choice on your cloth. Finally, anoint your cloth with the essential oils of each gateway. Let your cloth speak of your sacred life. Mounting your collective freedom quilt, there is a third project you might wish to undertake. Collectively, the women who are studying and becoming initiated as sacred women may choose to make a freedom quilt together to symbolize the unity of their sacred women's circle. When it is completed, at the end of your journey through the gateways, the freedom shawl may be mounted on the wall in a common shared area for all to enjoy, along with a dated picture of the members of your sacred women's circle. This display helps to keep the history of your sacred woman clan ever visible and may encourage other sister initiates to do likewise. Challenge of the sacred woman. If at any point you feel your creative energy or your life force being challenged, call on Ast and Nebhet, the original sister to sister pair. Call on the spirit of your freedom shawl as you drape it over your shoulders and over your crown. When you wear your freedom shawl, think of your spiritual guardians, ancestors, and elders, and ask for their help to make a breakout or breakthrough. They will always be there to guide and to comfort you. Entering the gateways. The voice of your womb is calling you to step forward, to reawaken, and continue the healing legacy and traditions of our African past. Your work in parts 1 and 2 of Sacred Woman has equipped you to experience, share, and live the path of the sacred ancient medicine woman. She still lives within us in this present age as we become whole, healed, and empowered women. The planet Earth exists within you and around you and is ready to bring you all its wisdom of wellness and healing. Let us African women folk, the original healers of the earth, now set forth. Let us prepare for ourselves a wellness table of flowers, herbs, garden vegetables, sun ripened fruits, and good vibrations. Let us attract to ourselves all the joy and happiness that is our due. Communicating with the voice of the womb has prepared us to enter the gateways of luminosity with the guidance of the ancestors, elders, and African guardian angels, our beloved Netaru. The work we do in the gateways of transformation will equip us to take on our work as the medicine women of planet Earth. As we empower ourselves as sacred women, all those who come in contact with our visions, prayers, and our sacred touch will be lifted to their heights. For within ourselves, we will have discovered the indwelling powers of Neter, the most high creator creatress of all healing. Sacred healing daily natural living observances for ascension. During your journey within the global Sacred Woman Village, please honor the following intentions. Observe nut. Abstain from sexual activity. Be celibate during your Sacred Woman initiation training. Ask your partner to honor your commitment of abstinence. But if there is intimacy between you and your mate, be sure he does some degree of cleansing for 2 or 3 days with you to adequately prepare himself for holistic lovemaking. Fast every new moon and full moon period and during your menses. Observe Tehuti. Observe silence for 1 to 4 hours daily. Limit conversation both on the telephone and in person. No gossiping. Watch your words. No cursing, judging, or criticizing. Avoid putting yourself or anyone down. Use words as medicine. Record your experiences, lessons, tests, and blessings in your sacred womb journal as you travel through each gateway. Observe ta'ert. Follow a total vegetarian diet. If you are still a meat eater, you have a 7-day grace period to make your transition into a vegetarian lifestyle. All the information you need to begin is in part 2 of Sacred Woman. Study the Heal Thyself Kitchen Power video course on natural food preparation, or read the Heal Thyself cookbook by Diane Saccone. Fast 1 day a week on vegetables and fruit juices, distilled water, and herbal tea. Welcome transformation. Allow toxic conditions, people, things, food, and work to be flushed out of your life. Observe best. Perform sacred movements, exercises, and dances daily. Observe Heru, beautify body and spirit in words, deeds, and appearance. Commune with nature once a week. Go to the park or to the beach for healing nature meditations. Nature is the mirror of your sacredness. Harmonizing with nature will keep you in tune. Observe Nebhet. Rise at 4 a.m. daily for prayer and meditation. Purify your home in some way daily. No television or video viewing unless the program is of the highest vibration, that is, uplifting and inspirational. Release old hostilities, malice, anger, resentment, hurt, or depression out of your body temple by consistently using the purification techniques found in part 2 of Sacred Woman. Keep your body temple, your home, and your workspace purified and clean. Observe Sekhmet. Be totally honest, loving, patient, and supportive of your woman self. Give yourself the time you really need to heal. Focus on your healing purpose. Do not waste precious time. Observe Ast. Emanate a healthy reflection and example of your divine self daily. Observe Ma'at. Give thanks and praise for lessons learned, and pray for the courage and strength to face the ones to come as you maintain your balance. Observe Nefer Atum. Perform a good deed to others through words and actions daily. Give thanks and praise for lessons learned. Seshita, journal work for each gate. The spiritual guardian Seshita, keeper of secrets, is found throughout all gateways. When she is asked, she will unveil herself so that we may purge those well-kept secrets about ourselves that block us from entering into our true divine nature and fullness as women. She will guide. Seshita will guide you as you come face to face with your secrets within each gateway. This may be the bravest and most difficult thing you've ever done. The following Seshita questions help to bring information to the surface of your mind, body, and spirit from the depths of your being. Once these secrets are revealed and you have seen yourself in the raw, real healing can begin to take place. It is puzzling, but by revealing the hidden, the protected, we can receive greater clarity, power, and peace. We often protect ourselves through Seshita out of fear that we ourselves or others won't accept us, won't love us, won't comprehend us. We're afraid to lose. As Seshita reveals the secret of each gateway to us or to others, we are given an opportunity to wash our dirty laundry so that we will gain healing. Seshita's process of unveiling gives us the gift of purifying ourselves through each gateway. Sample Shashita questions for Gateway 1, Sacred Word, guarded by Tehuti. Intuitively, use this system for each gateway. Hold an inner conversation with yourself or an outer conversation with your sacred sister of support. Question 1, what is my hidden truth? What words am I afraid to speak to people? Question 2, why am I afraid to express hidden truths to others? Am I afraid to lose a friend? What would happen if I lost this friend? Am I afraid to be alone? Answer from the guardian Tahuti, who is indwelling. First, the truth is that you're never alone. And second, truth will set you free. So if you keep purifying and rejuvenating through the sacred woman work, just as you appear to lose a friend from the lower realm of being, you are also gaining and growing into new friendships from the higher realm who mirror your growth back to you. In each gateway, ask your spiritual guardian to reveal to you, directly or through your journals, who you are, what you are, why you are. Ask Shishita to reveal your secrets to you. Know that Shishita within will allow you to bring the answer to the surface. If you find it difficult to receive the answers to your secrets, then ask Shishita to allow you to be willing to ask the gateway guardians to speak through your voice or journal on your behalf. Record your questions and the answers you receive in the journal work for the gateway that you are in. Repeat, Tua Netur, thank you. Seshita, for revealing my secrets. I give thanks and praise for the kingdom of the truth that you had opened to me. 7-day transformation work, the sacred gateway transformative work. 7-day transformative work. The sacred gateway transformative work is the most important work you will do in part 3 of Sacred Woman. It integrates everything you're learning in each gateway and gives you an overview of the whole plan. The transformative practices offer powerful daily spiritual and physical exercises, important reminders about diet and cleansing techniques, useful lists of do's and don'ts, and uplifting visualizations, meditations, affirmations, and prayers. Above all, they help you create appropriate new priorities and integrate these practices into your daily life as you continue on your journey of sacred womanness. As you spend 7 days traveling through each gateway, remember to keep transforming the words I can't into I can, I won't into I will, I'm unable into I'm able, and watch your life transform before your amazed eyes. So we have the blessing of the first sacred woman. I'm going to show y'all that real quick. Ladies, buy this book. Go get this book, ladies. If you need to, do a screenshot of this. Zoom in so you can read. You can read this. I'm getting it as close as I can get it. All right. This book is for y'all, ladies. Get this book. Brothers, get this book. Read it to your daughters. Brothers, buy this book for your wife. If she won't read it to her every night as she's about to go to sleep. Let this information sink down into the subconscious of your woman. Read this information to your lady. Sacred woman of the world, I come to you with greetings and peace as you come together in Smaitawi, in unity, to spread healing to all corners of the earth. I am the first woman, the Nubian African woman, mother of all other women within the rainbow of colors, traditions, and cultures that now cover the globe. As the original woman, every aspect of my existence was spiritually directed. In government, work, marriage, family life, foods, healing, ceremonies, life and transformation, death, were directed by the Most High Neter, Creator, Creatress. There was no separation of spirit and state in my time. All was one, coming from the one Creator, Creatress, the Divine Spirit. As an African Nubian woman, I lived and breathed, even dressed and adorned myself in the holy and living spirit of the great mother and great father spirit. From me, the original woman, the African woman, every language, culture, religion was born. Every tradition was inspired by the first woman. Give honor, praise, and adoration to the first mother, the sacred African woman. All right, and then we got here the Sacred Woman's Daily Spiritual Observances Roadmap through the Gateways of Initiation. Ladies, go buy this book. I'm telling you right now, this book right here is going to help us heal the whole world. Queen Afua has already made a whole lot of money on this, and we about to help her make a whole lot more. Go buy this book. She ain't paying me nothing at all for this for me giving this love to her and giving this love to her family. Okay, he ain't paid me nothing. Okay, we need to heal. We need to come together and we need to heal. She is talking about unity in this book. This is something I consistently talk about. Listen, go buy this book and read it. Brothers, buy this book. Read it to your wife. Read it to your daughter. Read it to your aunties. Read it to your grandma. Read it to a woman that you're cool with. Go buy this book, brothers. Ladies, go buy this book. Read it to anyone around you who is willing to listen. We are going to heal together. And Queen Afua is helping us get it done. And look at this. She didn't created a masterpiece. Ladies, go buy this book. And if you ain't not able to buy it because maybe your money ain't right now, listen, hit me up. Okay. I will sit down. There is, I don't know how many pages in here. There's like almost 500 pages in this book. Listen, if you can't buy the book because maybe you don't have $20, I understand. All of us are in different situations. Okay. FHTII.com. Get in touch with me. Okay. I will screenshot every damn page in this book and send it to you. Okay. And then I'll go to Queen Afua's website and I'll go ahead and buy another book just to make sure that I compensate her for giving the digital copy to somebody else. All right. But listen, we got to get this material to all of the women. We got to heal the wombs of the wombs of the women. Listen, they are the mothers of humanity. There are no children without the mothers. We've got to help the women heal. The information for it is in this book. Look at this. Oh my God. She done created a masterpiece. Y'all don't even understand. She done created a masterpiece for healing. A masterpiece. Go buy this book. She need to hire me as her spokesperson. I will go around the world telling everybody and their mama to read this book. I'll read it to all kinds of societies for her because I see what this material is. And that concludes chapter 5. Listen, go buy Queen Afua's book, Sacred Woman, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books of Millions, wherever it's at. Go to Queen Afua's website. Go type in Queen Afua on Google. Go type her name in there. Whatever she's selling, go buy it. I don't care what it is. Go buy whatever she's selling. If she's selling education, get in that education class. If she's selling some products, buy them products. If she's selling books, buy them books. Listen, we've got to trust somebody, okay? And if we're gonna trust anyone, we need to trust a melanated woman. We need to trust a true healer, someone who has did the real work and has been doing it for the last 50 years, maybe even 60. We've got to trust somebody. Let's trust Queen Afua. Come on now. Go buy this book. Read it. Hell, if some of y'all are like, oh man, it's kind of hard. I don't know, man. Reading ain't really my thing. Listen, come jump in the MasterMind Library. I'll send the link out. We can read the book together. I'll read a page, you read a page, and we'll go back and forth. I'll read this book over and over again. I don't care how many times. I'll read this mofo 150 times because maybe I read it once for the MasterMind Library. Then the next time, maybe I read it with 149 different people. So I got 150 times that I done read it. I will read this book 500 times just so I can read it with 499 people once each. Listen, we need this information. I am a holistic health provider in the state of Virginia, in the United States of America, and I have a global audience. And what I have known for a very long time is civilized societies all over the world with emphasis on America, with emphasis on the United States of America, is in absolute disarray. We are completely out of balance. We are moving in a space of individualism and it is not helping us. We are not getting ahead and we are moving forward to a point where robots are going to be much more valuable than our energy. But there's no computer on this earth. There's no artificial intelligence on this earth more powerful than that. Or more powerful than that. There is none, and there never will be. There never will be a computer or an artificial intelligence or a robot that will be more powerful than that right there. But for this right here to supersede that power, it has to be in balance. I'm telling y'all right now. We're on chapter 6 tomorrow. All right, we're going into gateway 1 of sacred words. And chapter 6 is chapter 6 called gateway sacred words, gateway 1. This is what we're doing tomorrow. Listen, go buy this book. And if you having trouble reading it, get in contact with me. I ain't going to charge you nothing. I will read this book with you for free. I will carve out time in my schedule to read this specifically with you. We can walk this journey together. You don't have to do it alone. We've got to heal these mothers. Every woman out here is a mother. She is birthing ideas. She is birthing children. She is birthing new processes. She is birthing new words. She is birthing all kinds of things because that is her purpose. Her purpose is to bring forth new life. We have to be prepared. Get this book. Preparation is dependent upon it. And the only way for us to move forward in the future is for us to move forward together. There are some spiritual warfare forces that are waged against us right now. You need to wake up. There are spiritual warfare waged against us right now. This is systematic. This woman has sat down for however long it took her to write this material. There is more than 400 pages in this book, and she is giving away the secrets. Go buy this book, brothers. Read it to your daughters. Then have your daughters read it to you. Go buy this book, sisters. Read it to your daughters. Then have them read it to you. Go buy this book, grandma. Read it to your daughter and have your daughter read it to you. Go buy this book, auntie. Read it to your daughter and have her read it to you. Listen, go buy this book and read it out loud. Learn about your ancient ancestors. Learn about the Neteru. Learn about your people, about your lineage. We are in a state of emergency. You might not think we are. And if you don't think that we're in a state of emergency, you are clearly one of the zombies out here in the zombie apocalypse. Make no mistake about it. There ain't not a one smile on my face because right now these zombies are hurting us. They are doing things that don't make no damn sense, and we've got to get past this nonsense because we are walking down a path of disaster, chaos, lack, and limitation. Oh no, I will not stand for it anymore. No more. Go buy this book.